welcome back to Destination Playdate. I am your host, Attack Slug, and this is Voidblazers, out now on itch for a price of $6, link down in the description, coming somewhat soon to catalog as I understand it, and as always, full disclosure, they sent me a copy. This is a shmup with a story. I am 90% complete. Let's hop back in here into our next mission of 25 missions, and we have more things in the codex. So, as you can see, we have the Lorax, not that Lorax, different Lorax, and as you unlock more of the codex, more of this alien language becomes English, and you scroll through here with the Crank, a threat to us all. We couldn't have a threat. So yes, this gets filled in further and further as you progress through the story in this game. So, besides that, we also have the crew, and we have the fleets. And over in the crew, you'll see we have missions 6 of 25 are complete with 686 in my enemy count there, my takedowns. Now then, it is time for mission number 7. This is just after the first boss of the game. Jin, you're never gonna believe what Oh. No, please, go on. I fell asleep again, didn't I? You were snoring, you know? Not loudly, just some quiet huffing and puffing. For a moment there, I thought a Teresia hog had sneaked its way onto the ship and was hibernating somewhere under the seats. Tell you what, Cap, when this is all over, I might go and become a Teresia hog. Just napping and snacking all day, day. On worms. You do know they eat crater worms, right? On second thought, maybe I'll stick to being a space outlaw. Now then, we shoot the enemies with the A button. We can either hold it or hit it individually. And we obviously are in this kind of genre of shmup. Now, I know there are a number of shmups on the Playdate of varying degrees of difficulty. This one is actually a bit easier than most of them I've played on this platform so far, because they get pretty tricky. This one is pretty standard and not that bad, and it has various options for your accessibility. So that is greatly appreciated for those of us who perhaps aren't as good at the bullet hell type as have been somewhat numerous as of late on this Playdate. But in the meanwhile, I don't think, at least at this point in the game, there are any bombs as of yet, because I've hit B and nothing happens. In the bottom left-hand corner, the 3 little lightning bolts are your shields, so you get hit 3 times and then you are kaput, and otherwise it is, alright, get to the end of the stage. Now, you are graded on a number of things, and one of those being your accuracy in terms of how you get your score at the end of each stage. So of course, maximize that means don't just hold the button to shoot, you can obviously let it go and then be more accurate in your shots, if you'd like. It's an option. But in the meanwhile, it is, alright, identify what, there's a hit, what kind of enemies are there, what they do. As a reminder, I am obviously capturing here on mirror, which means if there's anything that is perhaps odd or slow or whatever, it does run better on actual Playdate hardware, and mirror does sometimes can cause issues when capturing footage. Not always, but occasionally. So always err on the side of, hey man, most likely it runs better on the actual hardware. So always important to note here as I capture things on mirror on this channel. But in the meantime, we have more of these bug-like aliens to defeat as we head towards the end of stage number 7, and then get a bit more of the backstory in this game. But you aren't required, obviously, to beat all the enemies here, because they will eventually move on with themselves and get off the stage. But obviously, bosses are bosses, and that's necessary to beat those, obviously. And I just lost connection there on my USB, because mirror, because Playdate, because yeah. And then unplug it, and then replug it. Like I said, it can be an issue. Perhaps it's time for a pastry. But now I have 2 hits done in my 3, and can I make it to the end of the stage with those 2 hits? It's going to be a lot harder than it was before I had that disconnect from the Playdate. Which, honestly, at this point, I've done a lot of videos, and I haven't had that many problems So overall, it's still a pretty good experience using mirror on the Playdate, but here and there it can be a problem. Just here and there. So important things to keep in mind. If you're just planning on playing it on the actual hardware and not through a computer, you should be fine 9 times out of 10. But for me, it does get tricky filming these videos, and hey man, do it again. What I can do is head down into the options, and you will see fire mode, screen shake, impact flash, background motion, dialogue speed, and music are the options to perhaps reduce and or make things a bit easier for you. Now, what I will say as it pertains to the ship itself and how it controls, it is a little bit different than other games in the genre that I've played, because it's a little bit loose, like a little bit greasy, I guess is the way I would describe it, in that when you let go of the D-pad in your movement, you get a little bit of a oomph in that current direction. So you kind of maintain a bit of that direction when you're already have stopped pressing the button. It takes a little bit of getting used to. It's not bad, but it's a little different than most games in the genre that I've tried anyway. So just letting you know how things control here in Voidblazers, and hopefully I'm perhaps now nearing the end of mission number 7. So far no hits taken, and fingers crossed it'll stay that way, but who can say? Who can truly say? Because these guys that fire in all these directions are definitely making things a bit more there. No? Alright, what is this? Oh god. Clusters of shots? That's faces of some sort? That's a little bit creepy. Slap the abyss out of me, Echo. I swear, those were scavenger ships that just shot at us. Scavengers or not, we're almost done clearing the system. I'll be blasted if I'm gonna let those rust buckets slow us down now. Come on then. Let's finish what we started. Mission complete. When you finish up a sector, it is takedowns, hull bonus, time, and accuracy. Echo, want some coffee? The machine I got from Cosmo makes the best coffee I've ever had. It's blasting loud, but Echo? Huh? What? Do you want some coffee? You look like you could use some. Oh yeah, after you'd gotten up, I kept being woken up by the loudest gurgling and burbling and grinding and sputtering sounds. I'll check if everything's alright with the reactor core of the ship. Could I have that coffee first? Jen? And she's gone. Blast it. And then here we go with more, and I get hit immediately. So you do occasionally, well, I'm just really just having a bad time now. In any event, we're going to abort the mission here. Every third pastry is free. There are 25 missions to complete. There is a number of things in this codex to get through. You see here, convos, 2 of 55. And you scroll through here and get some of that here. That's currently unlocked. There is still a yet unknown member of the crew. We have the ship here with 0 of 8 upgrades, and I've crashed out 13 times thus far. Plenty to explore here in Voidblazers, out now on itch, $6. I am your host, Attack Slug. More videos right here. Keep on cranking. I'll see you next time. Blasting off, and I'm out.